Hey, welcome everybody. This is our '76 Yankee replay, the first season I've ever played on a tabletop using the APBA system. I'm using basic, keep it simple, move it along, and it's going to be the Yanks and Doc Ellis versus Gaylord Perry with the Texas Rangers. And one interesting find is that Roy Smalley gets traded to Minnesota in '76, goes on to have an amazing career with the Twins as their shortstop. He's playing second baseman here today. It's Toby Harrah at shortstop for Texas. And I was thinking about how many players Texas actually had from Texas. And there's Puerto Rico, there's Perryton, Texas, Mike Hargrove, Wisconsin, California. There's Massachusetts. So there's only really one Texan, and that's Mike Hargrove. And Perry's from North Carolina. It's just, I don't know, it was just a curiosity of mine. So we're going to get started right away, and let's get the crowd going here. They're going to get into the game, right? And there you go. And it's going to be Lenny Randall. I hope you can see these a little bit. Let's push them up just a tad. It's going to be Lenny Randall. I'm sorry, it's going to be, I still have the other team from the other series. All right, it's going to be, the Yankees are leading off. Yankees are at Texas. And it's going to be Mickey Rivers. The pitch from Gaylord Perry, who's a B. Gaylord Perry was 15-14 with a 3.24 ERA, so not too shabby. And that's a line drive base hit for Mickey Rivers. Rivers is on with a single. It's be Roy White now. That's a fly ball lifted to right field. Right fielder is Jeff Burrows, out number 1. Thurman Munson batted .302, drove in 105 in '76. And that ball is lined right at the third baseman, Howell, over to first, and Rivers goes to second. That's going to be Chris Chambliss. And with 2 outs, runner on second base, that ball is hit right back up to Perry, and he gets a glove on it, and here comes the shortstop, makes the throw to first, and makes the play. So that's going to go a 1-6-3 put out, and that's the end of the top half of the first inning. No score. The Rangers are due up. I think the Rangers were the Washington Senators. They go on to be the Rangers. Here's Lenny Randall. He pops up to the catcher. 1 away. It's be Juan Beniquez. And he swings and misses. 13. No. That's strike number 2. He swings on the next pitch and flies out to right field. 2 away. Doc Ellis is a guy who doesn't strike out many. Doc Ellis, what's fascinating is that he pitched 211 innings and struck out 65. So there's 2 outs now. And it's going to be Hargrove, 36. And that's popped up. And that's 3 out. We go to the top of the second. It's going to be Pinella, Sweet Lou Pinella. And then Oscar Gamble. And that's going to be a 40, which is a strike. And that's going to be a line drive base hit center field for Sweet Lou. So Lou's on. Lou's going to take it base to base. He's going to move base to base. And that's going to be a 16 with a runner on first. A 16 center fielder is Beniquez was a 2. And that ball's lined into the gap. And Beniquez on his horse and makes a nice running catch for out number 1. Juan Beniquez showing off his glove skills. Thought that was a hit for sure. And here is Greg Nettles. And that's going to be second column action from Greg Nettles, the lefty hitting third baseman with power. And that ball is gapped all the way to the wall, and hustling after it is Beniquez. And stopping at third is going to be Piniella. So Nettles is on at second with a double, second and third now. And it's the always reliable Slick Willie Randolph. Here's the pitch to Randolph. And that's going to be a fly ball center field with only one out. Let's see what that turns out to be with second and third. And that's going to be a ball that's not deep enough to score anyone. So it's going to be 2 outs now. And it's the extremely light hitting Jim Mason. And that's definitely not a hit. Not only that, it's a line drive, but right at the second baseman for out number 3. So we go to the bottom of the second, no score. The Yanks leave 2 on. And the score is zip. It's going to be Toby Harrah. For some reason, I always thought Toby Harrah was was from Texas, but he's not. He's from West Virginia, and that's going to be ball 4. So Harrah's on, and he's got a little bit of speed. Steals 8 bases, but he was a pretty good all-round player. Always wanted the Yankees to get him. That's going to be 29 with a runner on first. This to be a ground ball right back to the pitcher, and Ellis turns around and throws to Mason back to first, not in time, so Burrows is on with a fielder's choice, out number 1. Here's Roy Howell. That's going to be a 24, and that's going to be a pop-up to the shortstop. For out number 2, that's Mason. Yankee shortstop Mason. It's going to be Tom Grieve now. Now, Tom Grieve hit 20 home runs with a .255 average. And he grounds it weakly to Randolph. Randolph fields it. And that's the third out. So we go to the top of the third now. No score. Yanks-Rangers game, 1976, April 27th. Replaying the actual lineups. Here's Mick the Quick against Gaylord Perry. And that's lifted to left. Randall there, out number 1. Roy White, he flied out to right. And this time he's going to line right to the center fielder. 2 out. And it's Munson. And that's lifted to center. High fly to center. Under it is Beniquez. And that's out number 3. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom half of the third. It's going to be Roy Smalley, his first at bat. And that's going to be a walk, ball 4 to Roy Smalley. So Smalley's on with a walk. And Sonny Sundberg, the catcher, is going to bunt. And that's a successful bunt. Over to second goes Smalley. So the Rangers playing small ball. And it's going to be the top of the order now with Lenny Randall. Lenny Randall batted .224. But this is going to be a hit, and he'll probably get a run home. And it does. That's going to be a double into the gap. And Randall is on at second with an RBI double, scores Roy Smalley. So the Rangers are up 1-0. And Lenny Randall's on at second. Here's Beniquez. And that's going to be a 9. And that may go for a single over second. And that's going to score Randall. 2-0 Rangers. Beniquez is on at first. It's going to be Mike Hargrove. And that's lined to center field. And over to third goes Beniquez. So that's 3 straight hits off of Doc Ellis. First and third, 1 out. So the infield is going to be in for the Yanks against Toby Harrah. And that's a 25, and that's an 8 with runners on first and third. I think the hits keep on coming here. That's a single to right. And Hargrove is going to go to third. RBI single for Hara, scoring Beniquez, and to third goes Hargrove. First and third. So it's 3-0 Rangers, first and third. Still only one out. Infield is in for the Yanks. That's a 26, and that's a 12 with the infield in. That's going to be a fielder's choice. A 4-2. So out number 2. Now the infield's back and is going to be Roy Howell. That's a 13, and that's a ball 4. Bases are loaded now. Bases are loaded with Rangers with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Rangers are up 3-0 so far. It's going to be Tom Grieve. Now Tom Grieve has some power, so Ellis better hit his spots. And that's a 44, and that's going to be lined to center field, and Rivers is right there for the third out. So the Rangers pick up 3 runs on 4 hits and 2 walks, and they lead at 3-0 going to the top of the 4th. Now, from playing the Yanks for all these games, I know they always have the capacity to come back. A run here, a run there. It's still early in the game, so not going to give up just yet. It's going to be Chris Chambliss who batted .293, and that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Not going to be easy against Gaylord Perry. Gaylord Perry was 15-14 with a 3.24 ERA. And that ball is lined to center for out number 2. Piniella is 1 for 2 now. And Oscar Gamble flied out to center in his first at bat. Now Gamble's got good power. Hit 17 home runs and 340 at bats. And that ball is lifted to right. That's a no-doubter. That's in the upper deck. Oscar Gamble connects, and it's 3-1 Yanks. 3-1 Rangers. Yanks down by only 2 now. And next is the power hitting third baseman Greg Nettles against Gaylord Perry. Here's the pitch from Perry, and that ball is lined to center field, and that'll be caught by Beniquez in center. So the Yanks do pick up 1 run on the home run by Oscar Gamble, his 3rd of the year, and we go to the bottom of the 4th now, and it's 3-1 Rangers. In the bottom of the 4th is going to be Smalley, Sundberg, and Randall. Here's the pitch from Doc Ellis. Doc Ellis had a rough 3rd inning, gave up 3 runs and 4 hits. And that's a 63, and that's lifted to center. Under it is Rivers, out number 1. Roy Smalley sacrificed in his first at bat. And this is lined to center field. Rivers moves over to make the catch. 2 away. It's going to be Lenny Randall. Randall doubled. He doubled in a run in the 3rd inning, in the bottom of the 3rd. He's 1 for 2. And that's going to be grounded right at the shortstop, Mason, who feels it, gets rid of it quickly, and gets Randall by a step. 3 up, 3 down here in the bottom of the 4th. We go to the top of the 5th. It's 3-1 Rangers. It's going to be Slick Willie Randolph in the top of the 5th against Gaylord Perry. And that's ball 4, so Randolph is on. Mason is in a square to bunt. And that's a successful bunt, so over to second goes Randolph. 1 away now. It's going to be the top of the order. Rivers is 1 for 2. He singled and flied out to left. That's a 36, and that's going to be popped up. And that's a third baseman, Howell, over. Makes the catch for out number 2. And next is going to be Roy White, and that's lifted to left. Easy out for Randall, out number 3. So the Yanks failed to score. They leave 1. And at the end of 4.5, it's 3-1 Rangers. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's going to be Beniquez. Hargrove and Hara. That's going to be lifted to center field, and Mickey Rivers makes the catch. Hargrove lifted to center again. 2 away. And then it's 2 outs and Toby Hara. And Toby Hara is going to... Toby Hara is going to lift it to center for the 3rd out. So 3 outs to center field. And we go to the top of the 6th, 3-1 Texas. It's going to be Thurman Munson now against Gaylord Perry. And that's a ground ball right to the 3rd baseman, Howell, for out number 1. Chris Chambliss, same thing. Thrown out by the 3rd baseman, Howell, 2 away. And it's going to be lifted to left. Left fielder Randall is there. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 6th. In the bottom of the 6th is going to be Jeff Burrows. Burrows hit 18 home runs, batted .237. And that's a pop-up to the shortstop, Mason. He calls it 1 away. Roy Howell. And that's a ground ball right at Randolph. Randolph feels it. 2 away. And it's Tom Grieve, who hit 20 home runs. And that's going to be a double into the gap. Stopping at second was a stand-up double. A 2-out double is Tom Grieve. It's going to be Roy Smalley now with Grieve at second. And that's going to be grounded right at the shortstop, Mason. Over to first, out number 3. So the Rangers lead 1. But at the end of the 6th, it's 3-1 Rangers. And the top of the 7th now is going to see Gamble, Nettles, and Randolph. Gamble homered in his last at-bat. And he's going to walk here. So Gamble's on with a walk. Greg Nettles, good power, and he lines it to second base. Second base flips to shortstop and back to first. And Hargrove's got it. 4-6-3, 2 out. Willie Randolph flied out and walked. 2 outs now in the inning. And that's going to be ball 4. So Randolph with his 2nd consecutive walk. Jim Mason. And that's grounded right at the shortstop. Smalley. And he throws out Mason for the out, 3rd out. And we go to the bottom of the 7th now, 3-1 Rangers. It's going to start off with Sonny Sundberg, the catcher. Sonny Sundberg, the catcher for the Rangers, up against Doc Ellis. And that's going to be lifted, popped up behind the plate. And that's going to be in foul territory. And Munson has it, out number 1. 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th. 3-1 Rangers. Lenny Randall lifts a fly to right field. Gamble over a few steps, out number 2. And that's going to be lifted to left this time. And it's Roy White for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down once again. Doc Ellis is retired, now 4 in a row, but 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 13 out of the last 14. Go to the top of the 8th. This is going to be the top of the order for the Yanks. We're playing in Texas. It's April 27th, 1976. And Rivers pops up. Nope. Wait a second. That's going to be strike 3. So that's the 2nd strikeout for Perry. And it's going to be Roy White now. And he grounds out right at the shortstop. Hara. Out number 2. It's going to be Thurman Munson. Thurman Munson's 0 for 3. And he's going to connect with this one into the gap. And that ball is going to carry out of here. Home run for Thurman Munson. So it's 3-2 now. That's Munson's first home run of the year. It's going to be Chris Chambliss with 2 outs here. The score is 3-2. Rangers. And that's popped up behind the plate. And that is the catcher, Sundberg, for out number 3. So the Yankees climb within 1 run now, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 3-2 Rangers. In the bottom of the inning for the Rangers is going to be Hargrove, Hara, and Burrows. And that ball is hit right at the shortstop. I'm sorry, the second baseman Randolph, and he boots it. So on with an error. On an error is Hargrove. Hara's going to bunt. And it's 34. Has to be a fielder's choice. So Hara's on at first now with out number 1. Burrows has good power, hit 18 home runs. And that's lifted to deep left field. And back goes White to the track and makes a nice running catch for out number 2. Roy Howell hit 8 home runs with a .253 average. And that's going to be 13 is going to be a pop-up to the shortstop for the 3rd out. So that's the end of the 8th inning, and the Rangers leave 1, score none, and it's 3-2, top of the 9th. Yankees' last licks. It's Gaylord Perry against Sweet Lou Piniella, Gamble, and Nettles. And that's going to be extra bases, perhaps. And no, Pinella's going to stop at first. He's on with a single. Hammered that. And Pinella's on with a single, and the Yanks are going to bring in a pinch runner. It's going to be Chicken Stanley running for Piniella. So Stanley's going to run for Piniella. And it's Oscar Gamble now. Gamble homered. He's 1 for 2. Got a good power. Oh, and it's a 33. And that's popped up to third baseman for the 1st out. 1 away. Greg Nettles, another one with good power. Greg Nettles hit 32 home runs. See if he can connect here. Oh, and almost does. It's a swing and a miss, strike 3 for out number 2. And now it's Slick Willie. Here's the pitch to Willie Randolph, and that's line base hit. And over to third goes Stanley, and Randolph takes off, gets to second, steals second base, and now it's going to be pinch hitter. Maybe a pinch hitter now. Otto Velez. Otto Velez hit a 2-run bases loaded single as a pinch hitter in yesterday's game. Here's Otto Velez with 2 outs. The go-ahead run is at second base. It's a 3-2 ball game. Runner on Randolph is on second, and Stanley's on third, and Mason Velez is going to walk. Ball 4. Bases loaded, and it's going to be Mick the Quick, actually one of the best hitters, if not the best hitter on the Yanks, coming to the plate against Gaylord Perry. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Can the Yankees come back and tie the game? Here's a pitch to Rivers, and the game is going to be tied for sure. But even more than that, and that's going to be a double, so 2 runs are going to come in. The Yankees now lead it. It's a 2-run double, a clutch double by Mick the Quick Rivers, driving in 2. In comes Randolph, and actually Mace, with 2 outs, everybody's going to score. So that's a 3-run double by Mick the Quick. Even Velez, who's a slow runner, is going to score. So 3 runs come in. The Yankees now lead it by a score of 5-3, thanks to Mick the Quick. And it's going to be Roy White now. And that's a ground ball right at the shortstop for out number 3. Big comeback for the Yanks in the top of the 9th. See, Doc Ellis going for a complete game against Tom Grieve, Royce Smalley, and Sundberg. Here's the pitch to Grieve. And that's going to be a 31. That's a base hit. So Grieve is on at first. That's going to be Royce Smalley next. And that's going to be grounded to the third baseman. And he's not going to be able to handle it. And they're going to give Smalley a hit. So first and second here in the bottom of the 9th. And we're going to see Sparky Lyle. We're going to see Sparky Lyle for the Yanks. He actually pitched in this game. Sparky's going to try to get the save. There's runners on first and second now, so the tying run is at first base. Sparky Lyle in for Doc Ellis. So Doc Ellis goes 8 innings. And he gives up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. He walks 1, 2, 3, walked 3, struck out none, I believe. Gave up no home runs. Okay, so it's Sparky Lyle now against Sundberg. Sundberg is going to bunt. So 26. Runners on first and second and get those runners into scoring position. Runners on first and second. 26. And that's a successful sacrifice. Nettles fields it over to first. One away, but Grieve is on at third, and Smalley, the tying run, is on at second. It's going to be Lenny Randall. Len Randall against Sparky Lyle. And that's a 28 with second and third. A 28 against the shortstop, Stanley. Stanley now. Yanks lose the DH. Pitcher's going to bat 9th. And Stanley, that's going to be an RBI, a ground ball RBI. So it was 3-2, and it was 5. It's going to be 5-4 now. 5-4, the Yanks lead it. And with 2 outs and the tying run at third base in Royce Smalley, it's going to be Juan Beniquez. Juan Beniquez batted .255 with no home runs. Here's a pitch from Lyle, and that's a ground ball to second baseman Randolph for the third out. Game over. Yankees win it. Doc Ellis is going to get the victory. And Doc Ellis gives up 4 runs. Lyle gets a save. Lyle goes 1 inning. Gets 3 consecutive outs. And the game is over. Yankees get their... They go to 9-4 now on the season. Now they're 8-4. Let's wait a second. 10. Okay, right. So wait a second. 10-4. This should be 11. 6-3. Oh, it should be 5-3. Okay, 5-3. I'm sorry. 5-3. Game number 8. Nice win. 6-3. Game number 9. 6-4. Game number 10. That's it, folks. Yankees win it by a score of 5-4. They come back with 3 runs, 3 big runs off a 3-run bases loaded double by Mick the Quick Rivers with 2 outs in the top of the 9th off of Gaylord Perry, who takes the loss. And that's all. See you soon.